Mhm. Good afternoon, everybody, and yes, it is 4 o'clock here in the UK. To all my visitors and everybody in America and all around the world, good afternoon, and I hope you're doing okay. Don't forget, guys, if you're listening on the radio, don't forget you put it in your put it. If you've got any messages, put it in your little box, in the red box, not the yellow box, because I never will get them. Our guests will get them instead. I promise you that. Anyway, Jan, how are you?
I'm very well, Steve. And how are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm enjoying the weather. Been out today and really enjoyed the weather. And I
Good. So
managed.
were you out for a walk or what?
Well, I went out for a for a ride on my scooter, and then I went down to the pub and I had a cheeky pint
Oh
of
wow.
a
Okay.
nice
Right.
cold
That's
lager
allowed. That's
shandy.
allowed.
Yeah, that is allowed done again. Okay, so what we've been focusing over the last few weeks is about exercise and diet for older people,
Yep, yep.
because and you never know. I never tell you what we're going to talk about, do we? I
No.
never. I always got you on. I always got you on a kind of like a seat. I never contact you. I never say what we're going to talk about. But today, what I want to do is this that I want to talk about when older people for exercise, because some older
Okay.
people can't really exercise. All they can do is either sit down and use the seated exercises, or they can walk. Now, I tell you, an inspiration was Tom. Sir Tom Moore.
Oh,
He
of
was,
course. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
he was well inspiration, and I wish that more of us could have been like him. But what do you say to your older clients if they're about exercise and diet?
Well, the thing is, it is vital that you exercise. You have to move. That's the important thing. And you just have to think about what are you able to do. So yes, there might be people in wheelchairs, but that doesn't mean they cannot use their arms and move around and all the rest of it. And as you were talking about Captain Tom, now he was nearly 100 when he actually did the challenge. Now you could see him; he was out on his walking frame and all the rest of it, and he was hardly Speedy Gonzales. He was so slow. But the important thing was he kept doing it and he was consistent with what he did. And that's what we want to focus on is a little bit at a time and just keep going at that. And the thing is, the more you move, the more you get used to that small amount of movement, the more you're going to be able to do.
Right. Okay. So the trouble is, what because this really it's not an excuse because we can all do something, can we?
We can all move. We can all move. Yes.
Yeah. And there are some people out there who are kind of like, um, y- they say, "Oh no, but I'm afraid to because I might fall and everything." Okay, but you can still do exercises and everything while you're sitting in your chair or on your set.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Because, I mean, you can be sitting there watching TV, you know, and you're perfectly relaxed, but that doesn't mean you can't move your arms a bit. Yeah. And
yeah.
remember, that is movement. You don't have to be running a marathon to move. You just need to physically be moving your body. And you can certainly be doing that when you're sitting. And the thing is, even when you're sitting, remember, you can even lift one leg up at a time and get your legs all moving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. And while you're in bed and lying down and everything, you can kind of like use your legs then by lifting the leg up a couple inches. You
That's
know,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's all exercise, isn't it?
it is. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I've got something here. It says about exercise. You should aim to be active as possible. Aim for 150 minutes. That's 2.5 hours, by the way. Of activity every week.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think? What do you say about that?
Well, those are the government guidelines, right? So it's a very, very general guideline. Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
the thing is, what is interesting, Steve, is they're talking about 150 minutes. And that doesn't matter whether you're 18 or 80. They're still talking about 150 minutes. It doesn't matter. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, as you get older, you don't move less. You move just as much, right? Now, the thing is that a lot of people think that's an awful lot. I mean, 2.5 hours in a whole week, that does sound a lot. But do you know what? That is half an hour a day. Now,
yeah,
that can be broken down into 3 10-minute sections. So it's not a big part of your day if you look at it like that. Yeah. So what you can do is if you have 10 minutes of just walking around your neighborhood, just 10 minutes, just up to the end of the street and back. Yeah. Now that might take you 10 minutes. It might even take you 15 minutes. It all depends. But if you can actually keep doing this and just add it up and it's going to be half an hour, that will make a huge difference to what you can do. But again, a lot of people, do you know what the government, although they're talking about 150 minutes, a week, they're also saying, do you know what? The smallest amount is still an improvement on doing nothing.
well,
So
yeah, yeah,
even if you were to do just 10 minutes a day, that would be far better than doing nothing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And even they say as well about light activity, don't they? So
Yeah.
that could be like what? Let's have a look. So that could be like getting up to make a cup of tea, moving around your home, uh, walking at a slow pace, cleaning and dusting, vacuuming.
Yeah.
Um, my wife's laughing at me. It's a long story. Um, Standing up, so there's loads of things that we can do for light activity, and it
Yeah.
kind of like helps us with our joints, doesn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, all these sort of light activities are what you would call activities of daily life. These are things that we should be able to do just as a normal part of our life. Yeah. So gets us moving, but it's not really genuinely classed as exercise because we just want to be mobile. So what I would do is I would try and focus 10 minutes a day, if possible, on actually walking, doing something that's actually going to maybe get your heart working a bit faster. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the government brought out something only yesterday that really made me laugh, right? But some of it, yeah, okay, I totally agree. And this is what it was: um, examples of moderate intensity activities, brisk walking,
Yeah. Yeah.
water, aerobics, riding a bike, dancing, doubles tennis. Remind me when I'm around about 80, I'm going to go in for that. Doubles tennis.
Well, I mean, there are some 80-year-olds who can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah. Yeah.
decent. No, yeah, yeah. Doubles
But
tennis.
yes, I know. I mean, the thing is that the government guidelines can only be generalizations. That's the thing. It can't pertain to everybody, but it is a goal. I mean, I wouldn't be doing aerobics for half an hour a day, that's for sure. And I feel as if I'm quite fit. So it's maybe quite a big ask, to do that. So let's just think about it in small increments. Let's be active for 10 minutes a day. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were saying also pushing the lawnmower and Aiken. That was on their list.
Right.
But see, what they're trying to say now is that in general, 75 minutes, right, of rigorous intensity activity can give cinema health benefits to 150 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So, right. So they're saying 75 minutes of intense activity. Now that is really intense. Yeah. That
Right.
would be doing things like running fast
Yeah.
or cycling fast or whatever, you know. So forget about that. You know, there will be athletes, you know, of that, you know, of the older age group, but that's going to be few and far between, right? So
Yeah.
stick to moderate stuff for 150 minutes. That's your goal. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're going to get to that goal, but what you want to do is start progressing towards that. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like the activities, rigorous activities here, jogging or running. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
aerobics, swimming fast, riding a bike fast or on hills, singles tennis, football, hiking uphill, energetic dancing, martial arts.
yes, yes. That's quite exhausting just hearing that list, isn't
It is, isn't it?
it?
I was too tired mentioning it.
Too tired to read it. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've not with it today, but the trouble is, Soshi, let's talk about our kind of like so with the exercise comes in with like also about strengthening like when we do the activities like the muscles and everything because when we get older our parts of our body sometimes kind of seize up and everything and our muscles kind of tend to kind of like you know give way sometimes and
Yeah.
and I don't know if you agree, but what I've got down here, what I've written was there are many ways you can strengthen your muscles, whether you're at home or in the gym. So I put down carrying heavy shopping bags,
Yep. Yep.
yoga, tai chi, lifting weights,
Yep.
doing exercises you use your own body weight, such as push-ups and sit-ups,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right? And all that lot, or every gardening, such as digging and kind of like shoveling, but
Yeah. So that's quite vigorous work, that. Yeah. Yeah. But definitely you absolutely need these strength and resistance exercises. One, because as you were saying, as you get older, your muscles start wasting. You know, they deteriorate. Yeah. So you
yeah,
need to keep up the strength in those muscles. And also your bones start to weaken as well. So resistance and strength exercises help strengthen your bones. So in fact, I tell you, if you were going to if you had a choice of going either to do cardio, meaning, cycling or walking or whatever, or strength exercises, it's strength exercises you definitely want to go for. Definitely,
right,
because
okay,
that's got far, far more benefits. And the thing is that also with strength exercises, say you're doing them for 15, 20 minutes. Now, during that, you're actually burning up calories, but because you're building up muscle, that means that your calories are getting burnt throughout the whole 24 hours
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah,
Whereas, see if you're just doing a run or something like that. I'm saying run, I mean, that's a bit sort of over the top, but let's say a fast walk then. But what you're doing there is you're burning up the calories while you're doing that, but you're not really, it's not prolonged. You're not going to continue burning the calories after you stop. So
yeah,
you
yeah,
want the most you can out of the time you're giving, and it's definitely strength and resistance. Now, as you say, you don't have to have weights or anything like that. Even heavy books or even water bottles or whatever serves as a weight.
yeah, yeah,
Or you've got your own body weight, as you were saying, push-ups. If you were doing squats or whatever, that's excellent for your legs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's take some questions. Glenda here. Hi Steve and Jan. I've been watching you for the last couple of weeks. You've been really great, you two. Um, I sometimes when I do my shopping, I change my bags when walking up the hill, but I have to stop. Don't forget, I am 80 years old, but I still believe that I'm still an 80s chick. Sorry,
Excellent.
20. So I'm not giving up. So I change it. And also, can you tell your audience that if they haven't got no kind of like weights and everything, get 2 cans of beans out of the cupboard and they
That's it.
can use
That's
them.
it. Yeah. Or do you know what another good one is? See if you have your plastic bottles, maybe your milk bottles or your water bottles,
Put them up
fill
with
those
water.
up with water. And it's
Yeah,
amazing how, I mean, because you do, obviously water weighs a
yeah, of
lot,
course it does. Yeah,
and you get quite a good set of weights just using water bottles. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then she carries on and she says, also what I do is I put some heavy weight in put some heavy weight in my shopping because what I do is I like to strengthen my arms when I'm going up hills and downhill. Right, okay.
Excellent.
God, 80. Gosh. Okay, James says, Steve, I'm 75. I go out for a run nearly every day, and I'm glad I do. Got to keep fit. I've also put myself down for the London Marathon. Been doing it now for the last
Whoa.
3 years. So I'm 75 years old. I believe that I might be the oldest person this year actually doing it. Or and that's it. Um, well
Wonderful.
done, James.
It's great. It's great to hear these people who are really doing something and maintaining their strength, their mobility, because let's face it, the more mobile you can keep yourself, the better the quality of your life is going to be.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sheila, Sheila, Sheila says, "Hi Steve, I had a stroke around about 4 months ago. Now I'm out, but I'm not giving up because at the end of the day, I use weight bands around my legs. Doctors say to me, don't use your legs at the moment because they're not working, not working. But hey, tough. So I do, and I lift my legs up every day. I use a rotor machine where I just strengthen my feet and my legs. It's a good job.
Excellent.
Good job. Don't
Great.
take notice of the doctors. Um, yeah, the trouble is we.
Well, actually, you're talking about doctors here. Now, remember, doctors are doctors. Yeah.
Hmm.
They are not experts in exercise. They're not experts in food and nutrition. They couldn't possibly be because they've
Yeah, yeah.
got to have too much knowledge for everything else. Yeah. So listen to the likes of myself, personal trainer, the person who knows about nutrition and all that, because we've actually specialized in that. And doctors, they can't know everything. And
Well, I was about to say that.
they
Yeah,
certainly don't know too much about losing weight and all the rest of it. Yeah.
yeah. I was just about to say that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, doctors only can give you advice, and they can only go too far. And you do what you're doing at the moment, and good luck. You let us know how you get on because
Yes, please. Yes,
yeah,
that's
we really
wonderful. I love to hear all these fantastic stories where people are really looking after themselves.
yeah, yeah. Hi Steve, and love your program. Brilliant program for the last few weeks. Been listening. Um, I am I am 15. Sorry, what? 15 stone. I am 67, and I'm trying to lose weight. Would it be possible if Jan could help me out with some advice, please?
Right. Well, the thing is that all these fad diets, forget about those. In fact, don't even think about the word diet. What we want to do is just get more healthy eating. That's the important thing. But to lose weight, you need to be taking in fewer calories than your body needs. That's the only way you're going to lose weight, right? So you really need to get a calorie counter, so how many calories are in a bit of steak or whatever. Yeah. But what you need to do is decide on what your calorie limit should be for the day. And this, everybody is different. It depends on your current weight, whether you're male or female. It depends on your height. It depends on your activity level. There's loads and loads of things that your calorie requirements, it depends on other things. Yeah. So don't just sort of think, well, I'm gonna be on a diet with 2,000 calories, because you'll probably find as you get older, it might only be, your body might only need 1,600 or 1,700. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Now,
what we do, we'll put you in contact with Jan, I think. So, and
yeah, I think that would be the best idea,
yeah.
because obviously I need to, obviously there are calculators where you can find out how much calories you should be having in a day and whatnot. And in fact, I might be able to send you a link then, Steve. And can you maybe put that on your page, and then people can actually calculate for themselves?
I'll put it on our web page too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what to do. Great, that's fine.
All right, and Facebook and everything. Right.
So once you know your calories, these are the calories you actually need just to, do your daily activities. But if you're wanting to lose weight, ideally you want to take 500 calories off that total. And that would allow you to lose between 1 and 2 pounds of fat a week.
But see, for some people, they probably think, 500 calories is, if you're saying to them they've got to lose 500 calories. For them, that's 500 calories is, what can I say? That's what they got. They don't want to lose it, do they? Really? Because they think, well, 500 calories to them is like 500 calories. Do you know what I'm trying to say there?
Right. The thing is that what you could do is you could have, say, a hamburger, right, from McDonald's or whatever. That could be 600, 700, 800 calories, right? So what you could say is, right, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a burger with salad, and you'll have saved your 500 calories. That's it. So it's not a case of suddenly starving yourself. You're basically substituting your existing food for healthier food that's got fewer calories.
Yeah. That's really good advice, actually. I am really good. George, hi Steve. Thank you very much for your program. Said about calorie counting. I go to the supermarket and I keep on looking at all the tins and everything for calories. What calories are on the tins and everything. And I find it tedious. It gets on my nerves. Yeah, I know. I've done that too. I've done that so many times. What
I think, I tell you what, it can be tedious, but once you'll soon get the hang of, I can look at that tin of soup or whatever, and you can sort of say, oh, well, yeah, that's fine. That'll have 100 calories, 200 calories in it, because you'll start learning the calorie values of things without having to actually look at it. So what you might have a bit of extra work in the first week or two, but after that you'll have learned all of these sort of calorie counts yourself, and you'll get used to, have a much better idea. But the thing is that 1 or 2 weeks could make all the difference. Just a bit more attention to what you're eating could make all the difference to whether you're going to be successful or not. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the trouble is, see, it's like anything, though, George. The trouble is, if we want to lose weight, then we will do anything to kind of like lose the weight. Even if we got to read labels, or if we got to kind of like, do anything, or read books or whatever it is, then do it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we all need motivation, and to pick up a can of beans or something and look on the back and say, right, okay, how many calories is that I'm only saying? Then I think it's worthwhile doing that. And
oh yes, because let's face it, if you want to make a change in your life, you do have to put in a bit of work.
Of course you
That's
do.
it, you
It
know,
doesn't
and
come.
that's it.
I went to boot camp once and I was told that nothing comes to you on the plate. Okay, nothing comes to you out on the plate. And the trouble is, we've got to kind of like do it ourselves. No one else can help you. Jan can give you advice. She can kind of like help you along the way and everything. But at the end of the day, if you're not kind of prepared to get up and do something, then it's a complete waste of time, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. You have to take responsibility for your own health.
Yeah,
That's important. There's no point in blaming the supermarkets or the food manufacturers or whatever. You have to sort of say, nobody's putting a gun to your head and says you've got to have that McDonald's burger. It's your decision whether you have it or not. And
mm,
that's it.
yeah. Uh, you know, um, I used to say to people, and not people used to say to me, don't pick it up. It's easy, isn't it? But the trouble is, when you've got a queen cake in front of you, you're thinking, oh no, only just this time then. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the trouble is when you say that, like only just this time, then it's another time, then it's another time. And you gradually build it up and you're addicted or something. And,
Well, yeah, I mean, actually, you've used the word addicted, and that's what's happening here because, if you were an alcoholic or you smoked and all the rest of it, if you wanted to be healthier, you'd have to stop that drinking, you'd have to stop that smoking. And that means get rid of it altogether
yeah,
out of your
yeah,
life. That's it. Now,
yeah,
we know we can't get rid of food out of our life because we need it to live, but we can choose the healthy food as opposed to the rubbish that is just not serving us at all.
no, that's yeah. Trouble is, so the trouble is, I talked to Elizabeth the other day about this, and on another program we do, and the trouble is, it's so convenient these days where there is food, takeaways around us, McDonald's, every KFC, you name it, right? Now I do a lot of obesity, child obesity stuff, and the trouble is, did you know that by law they got to be like so many meters away from the school? Okay,
Yes, I've heard that. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
and the trouble is, in Plymouth, where I used to live, you had KFC and across the road you had a school. Now, now, the government was saying, right, okay, you got to kind of like young people these days is got to have a good nourished meal, uncooked meal, and it's got to be healthy. But soon they see KFC outside their school gate or an ice cream van or a shop or whatever it is, right? Do they would they need would they kind of like actually go for the healthy diet or for the takeaway? I'm sure they'd go for the takeaway, wouldn't
Right.
they?
Well, I tell you, I'm going to go back a few years when I was in high school. I was in high school in Glasgow, right? Now, I remember in first year in high school, this would have been when I was like 12, 13, and my mom used to give me my dinner money. Yeah. And instead of going to dinner school, remember we used to call it dinner school,
Mm,
um, I would go to the city bakeries. Now there wasn't McDonald's or anything. I mean, we're talking about 1970, that sort of
mm,
year. So there weren't McDonald's or anything about, but there were city bakeries. Yeah. So what I used to go along was I used to get a roll and baked beans inside that roll, and that was our so-called junk food. But I tell you, that was actually quite healthy compared to
mm.
the rubbish you're getting now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But the trouble is, we are doing a lot. We're doing lots about it, but the government is not listening,
I
and
think,
then
yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, a lot of people might be opposed to this, but I think the government really does have to put their foot down and say, look, we're going to stop all this junk food. We're going to stop it being so easy to access. Because remember, Steve, we don't even have to go out the door now. We just go onto our phones and go into Just Eat or whatever, and we order it and they come to
yeah,
the door. And the only exercise you're having is actually walking to the door to get your takeaway. That's it.
I know. I did a talk the other day on obesity, as I keep saying, I'm obesity, container. And the trouble is, the trouble is at the moment, there's so much convenient takeaways out there, stores out there, and these supermarkets, they're putting all this unhealthy food. And the trouble is, all the fat cats are making profits from it.
Exactly. Yeah.
The supermarkets are making. Then it goes back to government. The government's making money, and what they're doing is the government are saying, "Oh yeah, we need healthy diets and all that lot because a lot of people are getting obese and claiming all these benefits and whatever it is." But at the end of the day, you know, it's their fault, isn't it?
Well, what you can do is you can turn your mind around and say, do you know what? All these food manufacturers, they are trying to get me hooked onto this food, right? So what you say to yourself is, do you know what? I don't want these people to profit anymore. So therefore, I'm going to stop buying their food.
Yeah, I know. But the trouble is, we live in the world now. I'm afraid that people will go out and buy a KFC. People will buy a McDonald's
Yeah.
because it's
Well,
convenient food.
well, it not only is it convenient, but people say, I have a right to choose. I have a right to eat this food, whether it's healthy or not. So, but again, that goes back to your own responsibility. You are choosing to buy those foods.
Mm.
You know,
But what they don't realise is,
nobody's ramming it down your throat.
but what they don't realise is that takeaway food. I'm not trying to be funny. You eat too much of it, it's going to kill you. It's going to damn
Yeah,
kill you. And
exactly, exactly.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've learnt my lesson, and and I say to people, if you want an example, read my story. It does, it will kill you. Be so
Yeah,
careful.
yeah.
Thank you very much, John. Brilliant, really good. And don't forget, guys, John's going to give me a link later on, and we'll put that up on my website, also Twitter and other sites. And don't forget, if you need any questions or advice, we have people on hand all the time. And don't forget, if you need a contact with Jan, I will put you in contact with her. In the
Brilliant.
meantime, have a good day. Good day. I hope Scotland win. And
Well, as I say, we'll never hear the end of it if they don't. So hopefully they'll win.
yeah, Lorraine was on about it this morning on her program.
Right.
Lorraine
Okay.
was saying that come on Scotland. So there you go. Anyway, so I've got to go, but I will be back around about 7 o'clock tonight with more guests. Bye bye for now.
Okay.
Thanks,
See
Jan.
you guys next week then. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye, Jan.
Bye.